Hello viewers, good day to you from Neeru's Kitchen. I am here today, Neeru Gupta. I'm going to show you how to make a sponge cake, a fatless sponge cake. So for this, we'll start with 3/4 cup sugar, and this is powdered sugar. And what I want to show you also, when in cake making, it's very important to measure properly, and that's the reason I haven't measured the ingredients. And to measure properly, you've got to have a cup, fill it to the top, and then with a straight edged knife or spatula, you just cut it off. So that way you get the exact measurement, and use measuring cups and not your own teacups. So this is 3/4 cup sugar. This is a 3/4 measure, and in this we will start with putting 4 eggs. Now another thing to point out is that when you put the eggs, you break them separately, one at a time, and add them, so that in case one happens to be bad, you don't have to throw the whole egg. So we're going to put the 4 eggs in this. And the eggs are always better to be at room temperature. They always whip up better. It's not that they won't do work if they're out of the fridge, but the preference is room temperature. And in this, we will now add, this is 3/4 teaspoon baking powder. Now even the teaspoon has to be measured with a measuring spoon and leveled off like I did. So this is 3/4 baking powder teaspoon and 3/4 teaspoon vanilla. Now we have to beat this to a real frothy consistency. So we start by beating this mixture. Now I have been beating this for about, I think approximately 4 to 5 minutes, and you can see that it's almost done. And the test for doing this is that should leave a trailing consistency. You see, there's a little trail which merges back into this, which means it's done. So the next step now is to fold in the flour, the final step before you put it for baking. And the same method applies here. Fill the cup heaped and then just cut it off with a straight edged instrument. And then folding is another important part for this cake. First, just put a dash of the flour and fold in cutting and up, cutting and up. This is important. If you do it this way, you just break all the bubbles. So you do this first with a little bit and then in 2 lots. And do remember that measuring the ingredients is very important. And the flour has been sifted and kept earlier. So sifting is very important. The flour should be nice and light. Flour is my maida, which we use refined flour. And now you put the final thing and just spread it a little so it doesn't come in a lump. And continue the cut in and out, cut in and out. You notice how I do that, cut in and out. Till you can see that the whole thing is blended. You can still see a bit of flour now, so it'll look like a smooth batter once the flour is all blended. Keep taking the sides also. This cake is also very versatile. I love this because you can do a lot with this. You can have different kind of desserts with this, different combinations. You can make it into a ghetto, you can put some jam. You just make it into a trifle. And that is why I think if you're interested in baking and making desserts, you must know this. And the lightness is what is important about this. So this batter is ready now, and we will divide it into these 2 tins in which I have put rounds of butter paper grease. You can also grease it and flour it and dust it off if you don't have butter paper, but this is a quicker and easier way. And you don't have to line the sides. We'll now divide it into 2 tins, prepared tins. Try and do them as equal as possible, because when they bake, they will bake uniformly. Notice how fluffy it is. That's the important part of a sponge, which is without fat. And whenever you put a cake batter, whether it is a sponge or a butter thing, you must hollow out the center bit, because the heat somehow rises from the center, so for it to come out even. So as you see, I'm just pushing it from the center sideways. And now the cakes are ready to go into the oven. So we are going to put them in a 130 degrees oven, or 140. Actually, oven also depends on your oven, so you'll have to try it out a few times. And it'll bake for about 15 to 20 minutes. So the cake should be done now. So we will test it with a skewer first to see that the skewer comes out clean. And yes, it's clean, so we can take them out now. And take this out and let it cool on a rack before you can take it out of the tin. The cake is cool now, so we'll take out one and show you. Now, as you see, sometimes when they cool, it leaves the sides of the pan, which is a definite sign again that it is baked. And to take it out onto a plate, you just pass the spatula around with a knife and put it on. Put it onto a wire rack, and then you can remove the butter paper and put it in the plate, and you can serve it even as it is, either with jam on top or nothing, or keep it to be used later. It's a plain sponge cake.